we've talked about this a bunch of times. I've had Ivy Prosper on here twice, and she's talked about the year of return and beyond the return. But every time I talk about it, people ask me what it is. So I just thought, let me just do a quick overview of the year of return and beyond the return and what it was about. And so that way it kind of helps you understand what the initiative was and then all the other things that went along with it. This is a really smart initiative. And I think it's something that we should continue doing in other countries. So basically 2019, the Year of Return campaign was a year-long program of activities that recognized the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first recorded enslaved Africans in the state of Virginia. The second phase of the Year Beyond the Return was scheduled for 2020, but it was kind of postponed because of the global sickness. Ghana's historical sites along Cape Coast in particular remain an important destination for the US and other international diaspora visitors. Beyond the Return is obviously a successful follow-up. It's a 10-year process, a decade of African Renaissance. And so the mission for this, and the current president is the person who is credited for this. On the right, you talk about highlight Ghana as a world-class, authentic global tourism brand, showcase Ghana's investment potential to the African diaspora, build on momentum of the Year of Return to grow both domestic and international arrivals, which they absolutely have done, deepen the connection between Ghana and the African and Ghanaian diaspora, foster greater community spirit to promote a new national consciousness, create platforms for adoption of legal frameworks in key sectors to drive tourism and diaspora engagements. And then another mission is celebrate and showcase the commercial value of the creative sectors of the Ghanaian economy. That is basically what we're showing on the left, right? And to some degree, experience Ghana, invest in Ghana, diaspora pathway to Ghana, celebrate Ghana, brand Ghana, give back Ghana, and promote Pan-African heritage and innovation. So these are the pillars of Beyond the Return. And then this is the mission on the right of the Decade of Renaissance. And so all of that together is meant to do all of these different things. Tooth said, it's good and bad. I'm hearing the prices have increased, pushing the locals out of the housing market. This is true. One of the things I will mention is gentrification, right? It's real, right? I lived in Brooklyn. We talked about this previously. You know, I lived in Brooklyn. I lived in a part of Brooklyn where when we first moved in, people used to warn us about people getting robbed in the elevators. Now there's, you know, Jamba Juice. There are condos going up nearby on that street. And a lot of the original businesses that were there when I first moved there got pushed out. They got priced out. And so we've seen that happen in Brooklyn. We've seen that happen in other neighborhoods and cities around the United States. I'm seeing it happen in real time here in Accra as well. I will say that is one of the negative impacts of a developing locale or region. You will see displacement of people, right? That is one of the things. And so one of the things that needs to be done is to figure out how to have affordable housing for those who had been living here and still live here, but also continue to attract high net worth individuals to help invest and help grow the country. So there's a balance and a delicate balance. I don't know the answer to that, but it is something that comes up pretty frequently. I will tell you, I've been looking at apartments that I looked at 6 months ago. Some of them have gone up in price, and they also ask for US dollars for rent, and they ask for a year up front. So for instance, if an apartment's a $1,300 a month apartment, that's like $15,000 for the year they ask for up front. So it is getting a little crazy, just in terms of what people are asking for apartments. But I've seen other people drop the price because there were a bunch of people here and then a bunch of people left, right? And so now they got excited about thinking that they were going to have a bunch of people to rent to, and those people have gone, and now they step back into reality. There's one apartment that has been available for now what's going on 8 months because they refuse to lower the rate, their monthly price point. So they would prefer to just sit with a vacant, empty apartment for 8 months than to lower their price point. And that is what you're finding sometimes here. And then, of course, you do have many vacant apartments. I've looked at many. You guys will be seeing them soon on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I mean, I do think that this is a problem and we have to find a solution for it. I do not have the solution as of yet. Open to ideas and want to hear what people think. Flavors of Constant, all the money went to the economy, not the government. Yes. Mark Hansen says, the question I have is how will it affect the financial and all around growth of Ghana? Like, how is this affecting the way of living there? So we talked a little bit about gentrification. There are also other benefits for other businesses that get to participate during these times. Restaurants that have opened last year. I have a friend of a friend who opened a new place on the beach, 1111, and he opened it just in time, and he saw a wave of people come after the Black Star Line Festival and a few other things, right? And so that was great for him. It was a way to kick off his business, and now he's potentially making other moves, which I can't talk about yet, but that absolutely has an impact on people's businesses who are there. And it's great to kick off your business with a group like that. But what I would imagine it's going to be like is a lot like South by Southwest. There are companies in Austin, Texas, that during the global sickness, 2020, they suffered tremendously because all the people from South by Southwest didn't come there. And so there are certain businesses that do basically revolve around South by Southwest. And I've seen there are many businesses that revolve around Beyond the Return. I think that that's not the best business model. You want to make sure you can sustain a business year round, but you can see a huge influx and a really big month for yourself in December if you have product, service, or business that people would like to see when they come in December. Arkansas says, also, how is this affecting other West African countries as well? Here's one thing I do know. One of the things I talk about here is the fact that if you do your African ancestry and you find out that you have family lineage traces back to Sierra Leone, you can get your dual citizenship as a diasporan to Sierra Leone. So wherever you're from, you can get a second citizenship in Sierra Leone. A lot of the people who I've talked to who've done that do go back and forth to Ghana a lot because you have the ECOWAS passport, which allows you to travel back and forth without a visa. So I do think, in part because of what's happening in Ghana, I think Sierra Leone has seen an influx of people getting citizenship. I don't know how many people have done it directly related to the Year of Return and Beyond the Return activities, but just the spotlight on West Africa and understanding that it makes it easier for you has had an impact. I also know other people who come from other countries in West Africa who come back because they went to Ghana and then they go to other places. I know Nigerians who came to Ghana for the Year of Return and then go to Sierra Leone. Go to Nigeria. I know other people who are Sierra Leonean who came to Ghana for the Year of Return and then they go to Sierra Leone as well. So I've seen it just anecdotally in terms of who I've talked to. That is a good question, though. I'll have to see if there's any other data that supports how it's helping everyone else. All right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share it with your friends. All right, see you on the next video.